hyper-aggressive strategy that is trying to finish the game as fast as possible, ignoring a lot of what the opponent is doing.
For Collins, he has a Ether Hub and an Island. He'll play Servant of the Conduit, get 2 energy, and pass the turn back over to Cronin. Cronin with a Swamp. He's got a 1-drop as well. We will find out what that is here in just a moment. To apologize for the glare issues here during this game, as that will be a fatal push that's going to take care of the Servant of the Conduits. And here will be an attack, it looks like, for 2 with Night Market Lookout.
Yeah, so this mono black deck has a bevy of 1-drops. And it's funny because a lot of these cards are not, we wouldn't call them premium 1-drops.
No, not at all.
But when all you're trying to do is shorten the game as much as possible, they get the job done.
Another hub here for Collins. He's up to 3 energy. Now he's going to play Electrostatic Pummeler, which is going to bring him up to 6 energy.
Ooh, energy time!
The Pummeler is basically the payoff card for this deck. If this does not die, Cronin is in some serious trouble. He's going to play an Aethersphere Harvester, which means he could be in a lot of trouble.
Oh no!
What's wrong? What's wrong, Craig?
Nothing.
Do I have something on the battlefield that says a vehicle gets crewed?
I think we should just focus on the match
Is that what it says on my bingo board? A vehicle gets crewed.
Cedric, you're a professional. Don't get distracted.
Okay. Keep it together here.
Yeah.
Apologize.
I hate this bingo board.
I'm very happy right now. Very happy. And it's actually kind of ideal to crew with Night Market Lookout. That would be a good play. Now there's a Haste Up Oasis. A little energy is going to get used here. I think we're going to see a Bristling Hydra. Yes.
This energy's going the wrong direction.
Well, it's going down, but now it's going back up.
Yeah, let's get a little more of that action.
How much do you need? 12?
So much.
Okay.
It is a ridiculous number of energy that
That's a crew. That's a crew of a vehicle. Bang.
Oh,
that's a crew. Good work there, Chris. Appreciate that.
We're watching the match, but for the fans at home, Cedric looks just as smug and satisfied with himself as you would think he would.
As I generally do.
Yes. No, a little more than usual.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now we have, oh, wow, another one.
Do you have a spot for multiple crewed vehicles in a turn?
Can I run up the score here as another Harvester is going to come down? More energy is going to be headed over to Chris so long as he does remember. I was just going to crew again. Night Market Lookout.
The getting's good
here. Absolutely. And now in. He'll use an energy. It looks like he did miss the second energy trigger from the Aethersphere Harvester. What does your energy thing say again on your board?
Player with 12 plus energy.
Okay, so just one player. I didn't know if it was total combined.
No, so yeah, I wasn't really leaning on Chris to check off that box for me in this match.
Didn't think he'd carry you home?
Yeah.
Okay.
Collins, however.
He's got a real shot. He's at 8.
A real shot to help me out here.
This is doable.
The issue is he's just going to cast Larger Than Life and then use all of his energy on this Pummeler.
Great song by the Backstreet Boys. Larger Than Life, in case you didn't know that.
Oh, I thought the song was Use All the Energy on the Pummeler.
That's actually not the title of the song.
There's a lot of weird...
It's an unreleased
I didn't
single.
realize there were so many Magic-themed songs.
Yeah.
The Attack for 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you can work Taylor Swift into a broadcast, you have to.
Yeah, the old T-Swizzle.
Yeah, otherwise you're doing her and Magic an injustice. Something I will not do in the booth.
Yeah, and she's coming to one of the events next year?
Yeah, actually, she's stopping by. She'll be at the Season 1 Invitational next year, yeah.
And she's going to be handing out boxes of Iconic Masters?
Yeah, she'll just be flooding the arena with them, yeah. Here's a...
I don't want to miss that.
Cartouche of knowledge on Bristling Hydra. That Hydra is a little bit bigger, and it's also in the skies now.
Yeah, and this is the perfect setup for Collins. He's not super threatened, like his life total, and being able to put the cartouche on the Hydra that protects itself means he has a decent clock that is not going to be removed from the board.
Yeah.
It looks like he might be thinking about just being patient here, standing pat, and waiting until he has a little more on the board.
Well, he is at 12. The Hydra does a nice job of checking the Harvesters, and this Electrostatic Pummeler attack is relatively free. Not going to see him really move in or anything, but he can get in here for 1, which is not bad.
Both players shrug.
Yeah. Down to 25 goes Christopher Cronin. And Chris will untap with his mono black aggro deck. A Night Market Lookout, 2 Aethersphere Harvesters, 5 Swamps. That's the battlefield there for Chris, along with 1 energy.
Are any of those Arabian Nights Mountains swamps?
Does not appear to be the case, Craig. I apologize. Does not appear to be the case. As usual, you are just getting very unlucky.
Story of my life.
Indeed. Indeed.
Just play perfect, get unlucky.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah. Unluckiest guy I know. It's a Heart of Kieran, which means I was just a lot to have a vehicle get crewed.
You just...
Yeah, just the easiest box in the book right there.
The catbird seat over there.
Yeah.
Who wanted this match on camera?
Look, Nick Miller knows what it takes.
Oh, yeah, it's Nick.
He knows what it's take to stay around here.
You're not artificially influencing these results at all.
I wouldn't, and I couldn't. I couldn't. You have energy on your side.
I am energetic.
Yeah, you have. You only need 4 more energy, and then you're back on the. You're back in the lead, back on the board. I understand. Got a Blossoming Defense, another Servant of the Conduit in hand. Does Collins?
A little more energy.
Up to 10 goes Mullen.
So close.
Yes.
And you know, Colin just has to pass here so that I have a shot at accumulating some more energy.
Harvester's going to be crewed by Night Market Lookout, which means that Collins will lose a little bit of life here. And we're going to head back over to Cronin. 26-11 now here. A swamp there for Christopher. So that's land number 6. Don't have a great look at his hand, obviously. You can see his battlefield, Heart of Kieran, 2 Aethersphere Harvester, and that Night Market Lookout. He's got something to play here. It's going to be Walk the Plank. And I think we're going to see a dive down here by Collins. Dive down, a card we'll take a look at. It is a new one from Ixalan. Something that you'll see in Ixalan Limited some.
Oh, yeah.
Not
definitely.
a bad card there. But something you really don't see much in Constructed. So for those of you watching at home who are not that familiar with Ixalan Limited, here is Dive Down. It's a common, blue. Target creature you control gets +0/+3 and gains hexproof until end of turn. Very Infect-esque.
Yeah, and like you said, in Ixalan Limited, the format is often very aggressive, and the fact that this card only costs 1 mana is huge.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Cheap, interactive, hexproof is obviously good.
Yeah.
Lets you blank removal spells just like we saw Collins do with that Walk the Plank.
Yeah, win creature combat if you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to like about Dive Down. Seems a little bit innocuous at first, but totally fine card.
Yeah, definitely has a home in a lot of limited decks, and clearly some of the constructed decks as well.
Apparently. Drain him and gain him. That's what we're going to see Collins do here. It's going to be 10-27 as we go back over to Christopher.
Yeah, I feel like Collins is okay with the pace of this game. He definitely has some... Ooh, never mind. I was just saying Collins has some instant winners that he can draw, but apparently Christopher has some of his own.
That is Bantu's Last Reckoning, a card that we are going to take a look at now as well.
Pretty good when you've got a bunch of vehicles on the board.
Yeah, did not see that one coming. That's going to clear everything up. Now, Christopher will not get to untap those lands. Those are actually going to stay tapped, so those should stay tapped because of Bantu's Last Reckoning. Fortunately, he's got some other mana there with Scrap Heap Scrounger, but we will make sure that those 3 swamps remain tapped. He's going to turn on Heart of Kieran, and he will attack here for 4.
And Scrap Heap Scrounger is another card that's very good with the Bantu's Last Reckoning. The deck also features Yahenni, Undying Partisan, which can gain Indestructible. Good with Bantu's Last Reckoning. So there's a lot of good little deck building synergies in this mono black deck. And another plus for Bantu's Last Reckoning, the artwork is awesome on that card.
Very good. Very, very good.
I love it.
Attune with Ether.
Maybe a good playmat artwork.
Oh, I see what you did there. Attune with Ether, by the way, Craig. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, we did it? Can I take a victory lap? Yeehaw!
Is that what a victory lap is for you? A yeehaw?
Well, I mean, I've got a headset on. It's going to just be a little awkward if I try to running around with this bad boy.
Okay.
And I mean, I was trying to not overdo it.
Oh, you were trying to be subtle.
Yeah, was that
You did okay. You did okay.
the soft sell there? Yeah.
Yeah, you did okay.
Kaboom, kasplat.
All right, so you're 2-to-1 Krempels right now.
2-to-1 Krempels. We're going to call it. Just whoever's in the lead. I don't know who that is right now, but whoever, we'll just say that person wins the bingo. Is it? Oh,
We're flat done? We're flat done after 1.5 rounds?
It was me.
It was you?
It happened to me. Oh, that's lucky.
That is lucky.
That's fortunate that things happen to break my way. Well, Cedric, you'll get him next time. Don't worry about it.
Okay, gotcha. Looks like the players are having a conversation with the table spotter and the judge right now. Not entirely sure what's about, so hopefully we can get a little bit of information here.
Well, I think they're still talking about the Bantu's last reckoning last turn.
Okay.
That's my guess. We're going to find out for you, though.
You go to 3-shot.
What else do we have on these boards?
Invocation Caster on the battlefield. I don't have that. Guru Basic Land. I do not have that.
Oh, I have Expedition and Invention?
Yeah. Is that 2 for 1?
No, Expedition.
On the battlefield and Invention on the battlefield? Okay. I'm taking a look at Hardcast Force of Will. Very unlikely.
Well, it's funny. The blue-white Stoneblade deck that is playing in Legacy right now,
Yeah.
that's one of the decks that sometimes runs into that situation.
It's true.
It's a little bit more of a grindy deck. Plays a longer game, a lot of games, and ends up hard casting Force of Wills more often.
So you see these two players in Mullen and Cronin. We're waiting for the judge to resolve the situation with the Bantu's Last Reckoning. The recap here is Cronin played Bantu's Last Reckoning 2 turns ago, and then with 3 swamps, and then untapped those lands. He actually did not use them to do anything.
Yeah.
So there's no harm, no foul. Not sure why this would be a lengthy process, because just tap the lands, untap, keep taking your turn, but I'm not a judge. What I can tell you is that Todd Stevens, Thomas Fish, that's Green White Company versus Burn, and then lands with Jody Keith and Alan Setash with Blue White Stoneblade are your other matchups. Jody Keith, a master with lands and Legacy.
Oh, yeah.
A flat master.
No, that is not an understatement.
Now, you got to remember, I don't know if you know this, but Keith, Stevens, and the recently departed Tom Ross won our last team open in Atlanta.
Sure.
So they have had to replace Tom Ross. Rest in peace. He's headed to Wizards of the Coast. Hope things go well for Tom out in Seattle.
No, you don't say rest in peace.
Is that wrong?
No, that's
Is
when
that
someone passes away.
Is that wrong? Well, his Ratchet career's passed away.
No.
No, is that wrong?
He could, listen.
Is that wrong?
Look,
that not right?
we all wish him the best of luck
Okay.
here and want him to make awesome cards for us as we play Magic moving in the future.
Okay.
But if for some reason that doesn't work out, you and I both know he's going to be right back in the driver's seat.
Risen from the grave.
Just crushing. He is not
Risen
dead.
from the grave. He just got a Phoenix down.
We're
He's
not
back.
Unburial rightsing Tom
Okay,
Ross.
all right. I'm sorry. Keith, Stevens, and Ross won our last one. They replaced Ross with Collins Mullen, who, again, a couple weeks ago was dominant in Cincinnati.
Yeah, dominant is not a strong enough word for what happened there.
Yeah, did not lose a match with his human stat.
He conceded a round, I thought.
Yeah, if you want to call that a loss, you can.
Sure, I just want to, if someone were to go look at his record in the event and see a loss.
Sure.
Late in the event, he conceded to someone when he was locked up. And
yeah, 14-0.
Yeah, he was locked up real early.
Yeah. So we see our table spotter, looks like having a conversation with Collins. I think they're going to back the game up.
I mean, often the judges just need to make sure they completely understand the situation. They get both stories from the players, and then they issue whatever the ruling is.
All right.
In this case, I would expect it just to be a warning.
Yeah, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
10 a.m. modern players, 10 a.m.
Well, let's see. Looks like Collins going to the attune that the force that he searched for with the tune, they might unwind here really quickly. So we'll come back to the booth here really quickly while they sort this out. it's not the most interesting of situations. You can look at us instead.
Yeah,
How's that sound?
They're just going through the motions, confirming what happened during the match.
You can look at me and Craig. Isn't that better? Ah,
Hey!
that's better. That's so much better. Cedric Phillips, Greg Krempels, we're here in the booth. Nick Miller, of course, in the sideboard. We are in Charm City. That is Baltimore. And we are...
Excuse me. I wanted to cover my mouth.
It's rude not to when you cough.
Yeah, so I just...
Yeah. You okay?
I'm good now.
You okay?
I feel better, yeah.
Craig is in the lead to my 1. However...
Oh, I didn't even know. Oh.
I'm really jonesing on a square here. I want you to know that. Long Tusk Cub with 5+ power.
Well, in a deck that accumulates energy and has a bunch of pump spells, there's a real possibility.
Seems like a lock. Let's see how bad I can run. Not hit that square. What else do we have here? 5 or more creatures attack at once. That's not going to happen in this match. It's not a thing. Player resolves a pirate spell. Probably not going to happen in this match. Ability on a desert is activated. There is Hashep Oasis.
It's currently on the battlefield.
Uh-huh. So we could hit there a little bit.
Let's hope not.
The opponent, Christopher Cronin, does have Ifnir Deadlands and no other deserts. So he does have 3 Ifnir Deadlands that we could hit there.
Sure.
Pretty good for my desert square. Player shuffles 3 times in 1 turn. That's not really going to happen, but we got some hits here.
Sure.
Any other hits potentially for you in this match?
Well, I feel like the fatal push with Revolt, maybe not in this matchup, but
It could happen.
it could. But I just feel like that one should be one of the easier squares for me to. If fatal push is played in all 3 formats.
Yeah, if you missed that, Nick Miller's done some nice work. If you missed that, he's really conspired against you.
So, some of these other ones are a little more of. Oh, card transforms. We already had that.
Which one?
Like which one? I didn't see. I don't even remember everything on this board.
Go ahead.
Just excuse me for a second here.
Yep.
Ooh,
Yep. 3-1. 3-1 now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Delver.
That's very satisfying.
It actually happened like the first game.
Yo, just instantly, yeah.
You're just right on the board. Dredge 3 or more, nothing here. Bunch of other things. Okay.
Oh, I actually have another one.
What?
Player gains 6+ life in a game. What,
I guess we're ready to go back to the match.
What's the text on Gristlebrand again? What?
Let's go back to the match. I can't do this anymore. Let's go back to the match.
I need a second. My shoulder's getting a little.
You get a little tired?
A little tired.
You're a little tired from all the work? Okay.
Stamping these off here.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Kabloop.
So we've unwinded everything so that Collins could play a tune. It's probably the most efficient way to do that.
I have to uncheck my box and then recheck it again.
Yeah, it's probably the most efficient way. That's good. That's cool.
We're sticklers for the rules
We
around
sure
here.
are. We sure are. Good 10-minute time extension there. The full Monty. All right. So, looks like we're going to head back over to Christopher Cronin here in just a moment as Scrappy Scrounger's going to untap.
Yeah, and Collins in a lot of trouble here.
Down to the match. Looks like Heart of Kieran's going to come in for 4 more. Collins going to fall down to 2.
Oh, Heart of Kieran got crude. That's a box for you.
I already got that, dude. Come on.
No.
Come on. Really? And now, after all of that, Collins draws 1 more card and concedes. So, we have Christopher Cronin's going to win game 1 here with Collins Mullen. Mono Black Aggro is quickly up a game here. Quickly, I'm using liberally over Saltai Pummeler.
A little tongue-in-cheek there.
Maybe. You see that Todd Stevens of Green White Company did win game number 1 over Thomas Fish. And then Jody Keith and Alan Setash are still battling it out, Lands versus Blue White Stoneblade. That one could be a marathon affair, so perhaps we'll have some time to jump that way. Sideboards, I think, where we're going to go next here, and we will start with a Collins Mullen sideboard with 4 Negate, 3 Cartouche of Ambition, that's your black Cartouche, 3 Greenbelt Rampager, 2 Unsummon, 2 Spell Pierce, and a Swamp to mitigate that black splash. Talk to me about Collins sideboard.
Well, I think after what happened last game, when he just lost the game completely to 1 card, I expect to see some number of these negates come in order to prevent that from happening again.
Be better, yeah.
It's funny because he's facing what is basically an aggressive beatdown deck, but I feel like this mono black deck is not aggressive enough or have enough reach in the way of burn to really justify these Cartouche of Ambitions.
Mm-hmm.
I think Collins on the play here, he needs some number of negates to make sure he just doesn't get Wrath of God out of the game again. and he'll be able to just execute his game plan with any reasonable draw.
Yeah, I think so. You know, that last game was a little bit strange. You know, you saw Bantu's last reckoning kind of come out of nowhere. That might be a little bit of recency bias, boarding some negates to try to handle that. As we go over to Cronin, he's got 4 Gifted Aetherborn, 4 Duress, 2 Doomfall, 2 Raider's Wake, 2 Vraska's Contempt, and a Scavenging Grounds. It's another desert for me. Thank you much. Anything that you like there?
Yeah, I like these Gifted Aetherborns in this matchup. I think the Lifelink and Death Touch are both relevant abilities. Bristling Hydra is such a problematic card, and Death Touch is definitely the way you want to go about fighting it.
Yep.
So I could see that. I could see the Doomfalls are pretty good. Being able to edict the opponent when they can't use their untargetable effects to protect it is definitely powerful. And maybe 1 or 2 Duresses, just getting that information in a game, just stripping out a key pump spell, and also just knowing exactly what your opponent's working with. The perfect information tells you how you need to play the game.
Well, those are the options there for both players. They are going to shuffle up in sideboard. Game number 2 about to be underway here in just a moment. Let's talk about SCG Game Night very quickly. It is a fun, popular promotion, and Tarmogoat is on the rampage right now.
I love it when you guys make parodies
Yeah.
that make me want to make parodies of your parodies.
Talk to me.
Well, the season's changing.
Yeah.
The weather's getting a little cooler.
Okay.
And so, you know, we've put away our Tarmodis for the season.
Okay.
And now it's right on time we put on our Tarmacoats.
Tarmogoat. I hate you. December.
Nailed it.
December we'll take a look at, and that'll be our good friend, a Cronin Crusader. You have a shirt for this? You have a hoodie or type of apparel you like to make out of this?
No, it's just a token, man. Come on.
Okay, fair enough. And then for January of next year to kick off 2018, I can't believe I'm saying 2018, we will talk about our good friend String Theory. Go to StarCityGames.com/game night for information, and of course you can have your local store sign up for this. Contact your StarCityGames.com in-store play representatives. We head back down to the feature match area. Going to get ready here for game number 2 between Collins Mullen and Christopher Cronin. Mullen, your SCG Cincinnati champion, he's actually just kind of in a way screwed up Modern, right? He brings his Humans deck. He destroys an SCG Open in Cincinnati a couple weeks ago. Essentially goes undefeated, conceded to his friend in round number 15 to get him into the top 8, swept the top 8, hoisted the trophy, and now this deck is all over Magic Online and probably a lot of representation in the room this weekend.
This is what I love about the SCG Tour, because we actually get to see, you know, our players show up with decks that they've worked on, and they become tier 1 decks. And we've seen it a bunch of times. It's not just like, what are the best pro player teams doing all over the world before a pro tour? We get to see, you know, Eldrazi-tron get refined and worked on and become a definite tier 1 strategy that people are playing. You know, we got to see the Death Shadow decks become tuned and refined and become real things in the SCG tournaments. And now we get to see Collins Mullen show up with a strategy that no one else is doing.
Yep.
And I love that he killed some of the Sacred Cows. He's not going to play Collected Company in an all-creature deck where everything costs 3 or less. Like, I love that.
And he won with it.
And he just crushes the tournament, and now everyone has to be ready for this.
For Mullen, 22, Durham, North Carolina, 3 open top 8s with 1 win. He's also got an invitational top 8 as well. Known for carrying around a gallon jug of water in events.
Is he known for that? Like, people bump into him on the street and they're like, hey man, you're the guy with the jug of water, aren't you?
Hey, he said he's known for it.
He's not known for that. Wait, who did this?
That's Nick. That's Nick. Who did this? Enjoys rock climbing and bouldering. He's a co-host of his own podcast at MTG_Grindcast. That is your 22-year-old from Durham, North Carolina, as we head back down to the feature match area.
Is bouldering just rock climbing on boulders?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not familiar with that term.
I'm not sure. Not much of a rock climber, am I? You know, I'm sure that'll surprise you, but rock climbing, not really my gig. Not really my gig. We see a forest here in tune with Ether.
In between rounds at the Grand Prix, you just go and scale a wall just because you can?
No.
No.
No, I do not. A swamp, and our good friend Dread Wanderer is how we will start game number 2 between Cronin and Mullen. Mullen currently down a game, but he got off to a great start with a tune into Servant of the Conduit, up to 4 energy already. Cronin will untap. He's got a 2/1 that's ready to attack here in Dread Wanderer. That zombie jackal is going to probably come into the red zone here in just a moment. There it is. Mullen going to fall down to 18.
Hey, we've got these player slides.
We sure do.
Let's have some quirky, interesting little tidbits about them.
I carry a jug of water. I boulder.
Wow, jug of water.
It's quirky.
No way.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Yeah. And you probably consume this water too. That's crazy.
No, I just carry it around actually. It's like a football player who carries around a football in high school to make sure they don't drop it. That's why I carry it around, jug of water. But you know what? You got some beef with Collins? You know, talk to him about a jug of water?
I don't have a problem with Collins at all.
Sounds
I have
like
a
you
problem
do.
with whoever put that on our slide.
Well,
and you told me it's Nick Miller.
Yeah, talk to Nick, Slick Nick.
I know that you're going to chew out Nick in between rounds.
Yeah, that's it. I'm going to really let him have it.
Because you're
right
generally
now.
just unhappy with the job he does anyway.
I'm just going to give it to him.
Just amateur hour, Nick.
We'll see what Collins has for turn number 3. Access to 4 mana here with the Servant. Could have a Bristling Hydra. Looks like there's another copy of a Tune in his hand. He'll play an Electrostatic Pummeler for now. Going to go up to 7 energy. And he'll simply pass the turn back over to Cronin. Cronin was going to untap all these Dread Wanderers. He's got 3 of the Zombie Jackal on the battlefield. Going to allow him to attack for 6 this turn if he'd like.
That's a pirate, right?
No.
No.
Proud of that?
You just walked right into it.
Proud of that?
I can't believe you answered me.
Well, I can. I'm an idiot. If Near Deadland's going to enter the fray here.
That's definitely getting activated here, right?
We are hoping. We are hoping. Our fingers are crossed. I could use the desert. There's not a lot of chances at the desert square if Mono Red doesn't hit camera. So I'm kind of trying to hope that we just kind of get there.
I guess there's more chances than we give it credit for, right? Neither of these decks are Mono Red, and they're both giving you a shot.
They're both playing deserts, yes. So it's like I'm not drawing dead, but I'm not loving where I'm at. Here is Doomfall. Doomfall, a card we will take a look at. It'll be the look at your hand exile card mode. We've got Larger Than Life. Looks like that's going to bite the dust. There's also a Servant of the Conduit and an Unsummon for Collins. He's going to untap. So his 1 pump spell got taken.
Yeah, and I like the coercion mode there on the card.
Yeah.
You know, Chris is looking across the table at a situation where his opponent could potentially go, you know, pump spell, energy use, you're just dead.
Yep.
So, very, very wise play there.
Let's see what we have here for Collins. He will attune again. That's more energy for his deck, but maybe more importantly, more energy for Le Pommeleur.
Oh, he's French.
Basic Swamp means that he has brought in the Cartouche package, folks. Remember, the Swamp is in the sideboard along with Cartouche of Ambition.
And I feel like this is the exact situation why I don't like the Cartouche a whole lot.
Okay.
You know, it's not going to just win the game for him here.
But it could be okay.
It would just be okay. You know, he doesn't care if he picks off one of these Dread Wanderers. You know, if he puts it on the Pummeler, he's kind of asking for it.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. Cartouche of Ambition, as you can see, enters the battlefield. You may put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. A lot of good choices out there with the Dread Wanderers. And then enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has life link, as here comes Electrostatic Pummeler for likely just 1. And it will be just 1 over to Cronin. So right now, if you're Collins, you are looking for Larger Than Life.
Yep.
Or some other thing to make your creature large that you can essentially kill your opponent.
He's working with a lot of energy here, so I don't think he even needs that much in order to be able to cross the finish line. You know, maybe the One with the Wind in his deck or a Blossoming Defense, teamed up with the Cartouche and all of this energy, and all of a sudden that thing is a lethal threat.
Looks like we have Yeheni.
Oh, that's a good boy.
Undying Partisan that's going to attack along with the rest of the creatures. Yeheni, a card that we will take a look at as well.
Yeah, not super common. Not really ubiquitous in the format right now. So
it's a card that people were excited about upon its preview.
Dude, this thing in Limited was such a headache to play against.
Pretty hard to beat.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty hard to beat. You see Collins taking a look at Yeheni, and we are going to do the same. Legendary, it's got some haste. Aetherborn Vampire, 2/2 haste. Whatever creature an opponent controls dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Yeheni, Undying Partisan, and then sacrifice another creature. Yeheni gains indestructible until end of turn. Pretty sweet looking card. Artwork on that card is fantastic. And it fits kind of nicely here into a mono black aggro deck, given its haste and the rest of its text. So it doesn't surprise you too much, I would think.
Yeah, and like I said in game 1, it synergizes well with a lot of these other cards. If you're going to Bantu's Last Reckoning, it's going to stay on the board. If you have creatures that you can sacrifice and just recur, you know, you're not losing a whole lot there.
Larger than life. Fatal Push does not have Revolt. That's not going to work.
Still on the stack.
That is not going to work. I mean, you can target it. That's not going to work. Larger than life. In combination with Pummeler, using energy, it's going to go from 1/1 to a 5/5, 5/5 to a 10/10, 10/10 to a 20/20. Good night, Christopher Cronin. Collins Mullen going to win game number 2 here over Christopher Cronin. We're going to head to game number 3. You okay?
I feel like we could have gotten Revolt there.
How are you going to do that? How were you going to do that? Were you going to sacrifice a creature to Henny?
I was going to, yes.
Christopher did not.
That's fair.
So that means that his Fatal Push not have Revolt, which means most importantly, you don't get the square.
Yeah, I'm just shooting for another square here,
Yeah,
man.
you don't get the square. Players maybe a little tired this morning. Maybe missing some of the interactions to start.
I know you and I are a little tired this morning.
We didn't get any breakfast this morning.
We missed our breakfast interaction.
Yeah, we did.
It was a misplay.
Yes, the French toast that we missed, unfortunately. So you see these players will shuffle up here for game number 3. Of course, Todd Stevens won his match already. That's why he's talking with Jody Keith. Looks like Jody Keith and Alan Setash are deep into game number 1 over there.
Yeah, that matchup is not one that's going to go quick.
Yeah, apparently not. So while those players finish their game, maybe we'll jump that way soon enough. Collins, Christopher, they're going to get ready here for game number 3. We are going to talk about the StarCityGames.com YouTube page, where you can watch a whole bunch of stuff, including Split Second, where we did a little bit of unveiling of some unstable cards via Jeremy Nolan Split Second. A lot of little fun promotion there, putting the pieces together. We got the Versus Series with Brad Nelson, Todd Anderson, Todd Stevens, Ross Merriam, and unfortunately, no more Tom Ross, but we do wish him well in Seattle with his new job at Wizard of the Coast. Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Rest in peace, his career. You know what I meant. Commander Versus with Justin Parnell, Jonathan Suarez, Jeremy Knoll, and the American Dream, Stephen Green. Then we got Magic Online play testing with Pro Tour champion Jerry Thompson, Pro Tour champion Ari Lax, and many others, including Sam Black and Emma Handy and Todd Stevens. The best of the SCG Tour and so much more. Subscribe today at youtube.com/StarCityGames. Become one of over 120,000 subscribers. We want to thank each and every one of our subscribers for making our YouTube channel what it is, and we will have more fun content coming down the pipeline here as we work our way to the holidays, Craig.
You know how you could thank each and every one of those subscribers.
Oh, what do I do there?
Box of Iconic Masters.
I actually just said thank you. I felt like that was enough. No?
Oh.
No, is that? No, you're right.
I thought you meant we want to thank them with a gesture.
Oh, okay.
With
okay.
something tangible, potentially.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Tomorrow morning, 120,000 boxes of Iconic Masters will be in the mail to each and every one of you.
Do you think they've printed that many of those? Like, that's a serious question.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how many boxes do you think they print?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Way over.
All right.
Way over.
I'm curious how that works. I have no idea. Like the production of all the cards, like the mass production.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
120,000 boxes. Can you? I'm trying to envision what that would look like, and I can't even fathom it right now.
Oh,
you know, I can't even fathom what that would even look like. So.
I mean, it would just be probably just boxes, brown boxes, shrink wrapped together on pallets.
Okay.
You know, it would just look like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but like how many, how tie? Excuse me, how tie? That's not a word. That is a word. How high? I'm flustered.
Yeah,
I'm flustered.
You're trying to think about all these boxes, and you just
I was thinking tall and high, and I was like, how tie? How tie? So I can't think.
It's just the idea of that many Iconic Masters boxes, and your brain is completely frazzled.
And it's flummoxed me.
Yeah.
It has certainly flummoxed me. Cronin going to go down to 6 here, while Collins is happy on 7, it appears. Do have an update here for you. The team, it looks like, of William Huey Jensen, Owen Turtenwald, and Andrew Cuneo lost this round. Well, how about that?
It happens.
The favorites, 1-1 now, apparently. Cronin's going to scry after keeping his 6 card. Top cards goes to the bottom. And we are underway here in game number 3. It is a swamp. And it is a night market lookout. Actually, I lied. It's a duress. I lied. It's new artwork.
New artwork duress.
Larger than life is the only thing here that Christopher Cronin can select. You see Collins' hand of Lawn Tusk Cub, Bristling Hydra, and lands 2 Botanical Sanctum, Ether Hub, and a Forest.
And the only thing of a lot of value that you're going to get with duress on turn 1 is potentially an attune with Ether. Which can be quite valuable.
Yep.
But I think in general, I like sandbagging the duress for several turns until you start to see how the battlefield shakes out. and then you know more specifically what card you want to get rid of with the duress.
Well, he tried to get Tomb with Ether. It wasn't in Collins' hand.
Of course, it's just sitting right on top of the
course,
deck. Where else would it be?
That's kind of how things work. He's going to search up his basic swamp for the Cartouche of Ambitions that he's very clearly sideboarded in, unless he's trying to do a Tom Ross play and spook him.
Yeah.
Spook him.
Spook 'em.
Yeah, that's quote unquote. This is a scrap heap scrounger there for Christopher Cronin. We are going to head back over to Collins in just a moment. He'll draw a card. We know he's got a Long Tusk Cub in hand. He's actually picked up a Cartouche, and now here comes Long Tusk Cub.
There he is, and that boy needs to get fatal pushed ASAP.
Or it could get 5+ power.
No, he can't.
It could also do that.
Let's not do that.
Either one would be fine.
One of these is fine.
Doesn't matter to me.
I feel like you're contradicting me a lot here.
Here comes Yahenni. I don't think this ends well for Yahenni. I don't. Nope. This is not good. No. Yep. Okay. Give it an energy. Make it a 3/3. This is not good. The scrap heap scrounger is now in the graveyard. We're gonna go back over to Collins. Not great. But I guess we can get that scrap heap scrounger back later.
Yeah.
Let's accentuate the positives. Let's do that.
He's coming back.
Okay. More energy in.
No more energy. Let's miss a trigger here.
Well, excuse me?
Come on, Collins, give me a shot.
Pass the turn back. Now that Cub's gonna be a 5-power creature. I just want you to know that. Just want you to know that. That's gonna be a thing that happens. Cronin gonna play a 4th swamp.
Can't you just let me sit over here and lie to myself?
Don't you have 4 squares to my 1?
Yes.
Yes, so no, I can't.
Listen, just because I'm playing bingo better than you doesn't mean that you can be upset at me.
Right, you are playing the game better than I am, yes. You sure you didn't conspire with Nick?
Yes,
You've made some real claims that I have.
I'm actually sure that I have not done that.
Okay. Here comes Yahenni. It will attack for 2. Collins gonna fall down to 18.
And this time the getting's good.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The big follow-up. Bone Picker. Okay.
The hard way.
Yes. We're going to go back over to Collins here in just a moment. Bone Picker, a 3/2 flying Death Touch. Sometimes cast for a single black mana. This time, as you mentioned, Craig, the hard way. All 4.
The full investment.
Yes. You can find me in the hub. Up to 4 energy. Oh, yeah. Not scared at Bone Picker at all. I love it.
Yeah, let's tussle here.
Well, you know, got to get the Death Touch creature out of the way, so you might as well trade and open up some space for your Bristling Hydra if you can.
Well, and I think Chris is incentivized to make this trade here. It does a couple of good things for him. It grows his Yahenni, and it gives him an opportunity to rebuy his Scrap Heap Scrounger. So I think, you know, not knowing all the cards in his hand, that I would want to make this trade.
So he'll deal 4 with the Cub and more energy to go back. So 4 energy and a 4/4 Cub. We're so close.
That's a big Cub.
We are so close.
Meow.
The 3/2 flying Death Touch, Bone Picker, elected not to block. Maybe saving it for the Bristling Hydra that he does know is coming. So there is Bristling Hydra. And as long as Collins does remember the trigger, he's going to go up to 7 energy. He does. He's very skilled. Grand Prix DC runner-up. SCG Cincinnati champion is Mullen. So he's up to 7 energy. Over to Cronin, we are going to go. He's got Yahenni. He's got Bone Picker. He's got 4 swamps, a couple cards in hand. Don't have a great look at those, but he's already reaching for mana. This is Dread Wanderer. That's going to enter the battlefield tapped because that's what it says on the card. There we go. There we go.
What it says on the card is what the cards do?
Yeah.
Look at you. Just sharp as a tack over here.
Big follow-up. Doom Fall.
And if that was already in his hand, now I really think he should have traded last turn. You know, Collins would be forced to deploy the Bristling Hydra because he'd have no board, and then you just scoop that up with the Doomfall.
Yep. Well, Doomfall's going to make Collins sacrifice a creature. He's actually going to exile it. You see, you choose 1 of 2 modes. Target opponent exiles a creature he or she controls. The target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it and exile that card. So, goodbye Bristling Hydra. Hello, Long Tusk Cub. Hello, soon-to-be 5/5 Long Tusk Cub. Dive down the draw.
That's actually a really good one for him here. That's a big insurance policy that he has in his hand.
Mullen with 7 energy. 4/4 Cub, couple of lands. There's a swamp. No electrostatic pummeler this game for Collins Mullen.
And what Collins is doing here is trying to map out several turns into this game. You know, it might look easy to just slam your cartouche on your cub here, gain a bunch of life, but he's thinking, all right, that bone picker's not going to be tapped again next turn. It's going to potentially be able to trade with my cub. I really don't want to lose my cartouche and the cub to that bone picker.
Good draw.
Good draw.
Good draw. Another Doomfall. Good draw. Unsummon is going to target Long Tusk Cub, bring him back, which means that Collins will still have a threat to work with, but it seems like a pretty decent enough spot here for both these creatures to come in now, Craig, and they both will. So Mullen's going to fall down to 10.
That cub just got a little smaller.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
That's why I'm in the booth with you, man.
That's right. Force is land 6. It's going to be a 2/2 cub now. There, that is. Long way away from a 5/5, it feels like, except for the 6 energy that's on the battlefield. Hopefully Collins has taken a look at my bingo card and knows what really matters.
Yeah.
What matters, yeah. We're hoping.
Daddy Seti P needs a little help.
Is that my name? Is that my name? Daddy Seti P?
What?
Is that? That's like a mixture of Kevin Jones and just a lot going on there.
You love Kevin Jones.
It's hard not to.
All right, so what's the problem?
It's his name. Not a thief. Not a thief. Here comes Dread Wanderer.
Kevin Jones has always been pretty amicable to sharing that moniker with more people.
Yeah. Land number 7 here from Collins.
To him, everyone's daddy.
Yeah, that's right.
As long as he's the daddy.
The daddy. Yes, that's important. It's like the Ohio State University.
Yeah.
The daddy. Collins doing a little bit of flooding as you saw the Zombie Jackal and Dread Wanderer come back from the battlefield. A nice one that we saw, of course, when Zombies was popular in Standard. Many zombies rotated, so not so much a thing now. As here is Cartouche of Ambition. That is going to target Bone Picker. Slow that down a little bit.
Yeah, and this is the play that Collins really didn't want to make, but he's being forced into it.
So -1/-1 counter there on the Bone Picker is going to make it a 2/1 flyer. More importantly, Long Tusk Cub is going to have lifelink now. It's a 3/3. It's close. There's Yeheni. Going to block. Sacrifice this creature here, which means Yeheni has Indestructible. Maybe Collins wants to dump a little energy into the Cub, gain a little bit of life.
Like 4 of those energy?
There you go. At least, yeah. At least one counter makes it a 4/4.
We got it started.
I would probably go again. Yeah. I would go. No, I would probably.
Oh, this is quite the roller coaster for you.
Probably make it a 5/5 if I could.
Would you?
I would probably make it a 5/5. Now, 4/4 is just kind of random. 5/5. Yeah. We're not going to make it a 5/5.
Oh,
we're not going to make it a 5/5 then. Okay.
Just toying with your emotions.
Okay,
there.
we're not going to make it a 5/5. Okay. Yeah. So just he's going to gain 4 life and go to 11 instead of 5 and go to 12. Sounds good?
You are good at this basic math.
Back to Cronin then.
Wow, you don't sound salty at all about this situation.
We're going to go back to Chris. Okay.
Oh, he touched the dice so many times.
Couple times.
That was great.
Couple times. Here is Aethersphere Harvester. 2 energy here for Chris. Now, there's Swamp. Has the ability to get back Scrap Heap Scrounger, maybe. Got some creatures. Has 1 creature in the graveyard in Dread Wanderer. Kind of not the card you really want to remove, but here comes a little Yeheni.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bone Picker with Death Touch. Certainly don't want to make the Long Tusk Cub larger in the face of a Death Touch creature. So,
see, you figured it out.
I think I understand what's going on here. Mullins will draw a tune with Ether. It's more energy to dump into the Cub.
It's energy time,
That's
baby.
what that is.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yep.
Also has Dive Down and Land. Going to use that force. There is a tune. 2 more energy is going to bring up to 7. I'm interested to see if he's going to reach for a 6-sided die to see if there's a 7 on it, because I do that all the time. He does not. That's why he wins.
Yeah.
That's why he wins.
Just turning the die over and over.
Where is the 7?
Where is it?
Yep. Harvester, you see there, the 3-5 vehicle, basically unbeatable in its limited format. 3-5 flyer.
Oh, man, yes.
Yes, when Aethersphere Harvester enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. You can pay an energy to give it lifelink. Crew 1 means crewing the vehicle. Very easy. Already happened in this match once, which is why I'm on the bingo board for hashtag Team Cedric. Back to Cronin we go. Cub, still a 4-power creature.
Right where we want it to be.
Indeed. What's this? Another Scrounger.
Okay.
Gonna crew it up.
Okay.
And
let's not get carried away. All right, I like this.
okay, in for 3. Want to use any energy there? Yes, he does.
Good. I like that too.
I'm gonna go up to 16. Will Cronin. More importantly, Mullen gonna fall down to 6.
Let's remember that Dread Wanderer while we're at it.
He will not. Maybe he'll get back Scrap Heap Scrounger. We will see.
Potentially just wants the bigger creature.
Another land there for Collins.
Yeah, perfect.
Really what he needed right now.
Just running hotter than the sun there with the 30th land rolling off the top of his deck.
Yeah. 9 lands on the battlefield. Another one in hand, along with the dive down, which is essentially textless right now.
Yeah, I mean, when you cast a tune with either over and over, you're going to get more lands, right?
Collins will just simply pass the turn back.
Collins did it to himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Scrap Heap Scrounger going to come back here. Goodbye, Dread Wanderer. And folks, we could potentially see a lethal attack here, maybe.
Yeah, there's starting to be a lot of power on the board.
Yeah. We're going to go over to Cronin. Cronin will draw a card. Didn't get a great look at it.
Looks like he's really thinking about it. Do I turn them all sideways?
Mm-hmm.
Get him, Chris. Get him.
So right now, if Cronin sees this line, obviously he doesn't know what's in Mullen's hand, but he can crew Harvester with his Yeheni.
Well, and he's already seen Unsummon, so potentially that's what's going through his head.
Exactly. Crew, Harvester with Yeheni, attack with Scroungers, Harvester, and the Bone Picker, and then whichever creature gets blocked, you sacrifice. But here we go. Here come the attacks. I have a feeling Lactose Cub might get a little bit larger now. I secretly was kind of hoping this would happen.
Sure.
Yeheni will get blocked.
Yeah, the key here was for him to not be attacking with the Yeheni.
Correct.
And then sacrifice whatever the Cub was blocking to the Yeheni to prevent the life gain.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not going to be able to do this. And this also gives Collins, a really big excuse to dump all the energy into the Cub now, so he can get some life back.
Yep.
So first strike damage is going to happen. Going to remove the energy there to give the Harvester lifelink. And now he'll sacrifice the Scrounger to make sure the Yeheni does not die. And now Collins might a ding. Collins might a ding.
Wait. Oh.
Okay, 5-power Cub. Hit me. Hit me. There we go.
I'd like to.
I had a feeling. Oh wow. Hello. Let's keep it PG in the booth here,
Oh,
Craig.
my fault.
Thank you. No need to fight.
Stuff it back down, Craig.
There you go. There you go.
Hide it.
6-6 Cub now. 6-6 Cub.
That's a big boy. Is that another box for you?
No, I don't have 6-power Cub. I don't have that.
Well, what if one of your rows was just Cubs of varying powers?
I think that would have been good bingo board designed by Nick. I would have liked that a lot. So we got a 3, 4, 5, 6 Cub. Gonna gain 6 life. We'll see how things shake out life total wise. He's gonna take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Mullen should end up taking 1 in this exchange. Yeheni will not die, of course, because it's indestructible now. So Chris is gonna move that back. Again, we're not quite sure what Cronin drew. And actually, Collins will lose 2, so he's down to 4.
Yeah, gain 6, lose 8.
Yeah. Bone Picker 2/1. Excuse me, not a 1-power creature. The Oasis has come down. Any interest in activating a desert for quote Daddy said EP unquote?
This is taking a turn for the worse.
Ha! Ha! Okay, the Billion Desert activated. Thank you. Cub gonna get a little bit larger.
A little bit, huh?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Some beatdowns. How much is this for?
I believe a 10 spot.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a tenner. Colin's going to remember his trigger with Long Tusk Cub getting energy. I hope so. That's a no. That's a. We call that a yes? Is that a string yes?
I let those slide in my matches,
All right.
but yeah, I mean, looks like they missed it, but they caught it in time.
Yeah, all right.
All right, we're good. Yeah.
So 14-9. What is this? Gifted Etherborn.
Yeah, Gifted Etherborn is a good one here. Allows him to keep attacking with his creatures while, still leaving something back to trade.
So we're in turns now, Craig. But these players had a time extension due to a judge call earlier, so they've got.
We're not in turns.
So yeah, they've got 7 additional minutes.
Okay.
As we are in game number 3 here. Looks like Jody Keith and Alan Setash still just grinding it out in their legacy match.
The Lands deck might be looking to pick up one of those classic
1-0 wins.
1-0 wins, which the Lands deck does sometimes.
Here comes Yeheni, it appears. Let's see what this is. It's another Yeheni. Okay, so that one's going to die. Actually, the first Yeheni used to crew the Harvester. Okay, got it. Here come the beatdowns. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And it looks like Chris is still in the driver's seat in this game.
I think he's doing pretty good. I mean, Ether 1 was a pretty good draw. Death Touch obviously good against Long Tusk Cub right now. So there's a lot to like. The bad news for Chris is if Collins draws something like an Unsummon or a larger than life.
Yeah, those cards are problems.
Yeah.
One of the flying cards.
11. He can make it a 12-12. 12 minus 3 is 9, and then lifelink means it will not be lethal.
Sure.
Will not be lethal. He can get him to 2.
But one of the blue cartouches, big problem.
That would be a great draw if he had it. Kind of interesting. Collins is almost forced to play this larger than life right now.
I thought he drew a tune, no?
No, he drew larger than life.
It was definitely larger than life? Okay.
Now, larger than life, not lethal. So right now, Cub is a 4, 5, 6, 7 power creature. Larger than life is going to make it 11-11. He can use 2 energy to make it a 12-12. Gift Etherborn blocks. 12 minus 3, 9. 2 lifelink makes it so it's 7.
Yep.
7, in case you're not aware, not 9.
7 is not 9.
Not
okay,
9.
Good.
Not 9.
All right, we covered that.
Yep,
is that one of my squares?
That is not one of your squares.
7, not 9.
Yeah, that's not on there. I guess Nick missed that one.
Okay, we'll talk to him about it.
Got it. So Collins kind of weighing the implications on if he should cast larger than life right now.
Well, like you said, if he thinks that Chris is not going to make a mistake next turn, he's got to do it.
Yep.
But unfortunately, it leaves him without a creature on the board. It's kind of one of those situations. I have to make this play to keep the game going, but I also cannot win the game after I make this play.
Exactly.
So potentially it's better for Collins to just pass the turn and hope that Chris makes some stumble on his turn that allows the game to keep going.
Maybe he thinks that Cronin might think he's dead to this larger than life, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That was a good attack handshake.
Okay.
That was a good attack handshake.
I'm not sure what that handshake was. I'm not familiar with a good attack handshake, but what I am familiar with is the fact that Jody Keith won his match.
Okay, so this actually,
So everything's fine.
makes his awkwardness a little moot.
Correct.
Yeah.
Everything is fine because as you just see now at the top, Jody Keith, D-sideboarding, you see a 2 next to his name. He wins the match 2-0 over Alan Setash. So the team of Keith, Stevens, and Mullen